They won't. You're an American. You live in the United States of America. What the fuck are you saying? You're not living in Israel. And the reason for why you're living here is not because you want to keep doing propaganda for Israel better by living in America. You're living here because you don't want to fucking live in Israel.
Do you see room to voice opposition to that without inciting the kind of violence that we're seeing?
Oh, wow. Great question. Let's see.
People have the right to criticize what the Israeli government or any other government around the world, including and especially our own government, does, whatever those policies are. But what can't be taken as acceptable is when lies are spread on a constant basis. The lies about...
Oh, so it's just people lying about Israel. That's vague. Could be anything, really. Could be accurate coverage of what the Israeli military is doing. As a matter of fact, that's precisely what this is. This is accurate coverage of what the Israeli government is doing that they... I mean, yeah, like the genocide being a lie. Like that in and of itself is an accurate representation of events, and yet it is considered a lie. It's actually shocking that even in this 4-minute media hit, that the anchor is directly calling into question, well, what can people say? That to me spells a change in attitude. Okay? 100%. Like he is tying it back ultimately to not the violence that took place, not like not the American proclivity towards violent acts, none of that, but simply to not to the dangers of conflating the actions of Israel as a state with Jews in the United States of America, but instead about all of the media narratives surrounding what Israel is doing. You said it for a moment. It's against those who support Israel, not Jews. He said it. Yeah.
Genocide. 1.8 million tons of aid has gone into Gaza. This dangerous lie of genocide is meant to
yeah, look, I mean, dude, he's saying it. He's freaking saying it, dude. He's sending it. He's like, you know what the real problem is? The dangerous lies being spread about the genocide in Gaza. You're first of all, regardless of the victims and their personal wishes, you are ultimately doing a disservice to people who are fucking burned in a crowd, okay? By instantly trying to associate every single person with like weaponizing the pain that they're going through, the suffering that they're going through, by tying it back to a propaganda for the state of Israel. You are an American. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you saying? This level of like propagandizing any kind of violence that takes place in the United States of America and using it as an opportunity to defend Israel is crazy.
Create the kind of atmosphere that leads to this violence. The lies about Israel, the bitter.
Like you cannot turn around and make it illegal to say the truth about what Israel's doing. That's just not going to happen. And if the government actually does do this, then we'll see a wave of anti-Semitism we've never seen before. Okay, that's it. Because then people will go, okay, so yeah, I guess dual loyalty is not a trope. That's the only thing you're training Americans to think and feel. It's crazy. It's terrifying. It's wrong. It's dangerous. I don't understand how people are so fucking short-sighted. Because like at the end of the day, we talk about how like, well, this benefits Israel, right? Like if Jews feel unsafe in the United States of America, then they'll fucking move to Israel. No, the fuck they won't. They won't. You're an American. You live in the United States of America. What the fuck are you saying? You're not living in Israel. And the reason for why you're living here is not because you want to keep doing propaganda for Israel better by living in America. You're living here because you don't want to fucking live in Israel. It's that simple. Why the fuck would you ruin your own? Why would you ruin your own existence, your comfortable existence in the United States of America by actively propagandizing and actively leaning into anti-Semitic tropes. It does not make any fucking sense to me. You went right back into it, but just want to say that was a fantastic interview / riff sesh. Yes. Yeah, Chris Hedges is amazing. It was shocking how much he knew about the things that I have covered. He said the odious Jordan Peterson. Yeah, violence is not the answer, but in the case of Palestinians, their cries haven't been heard for decades. Why can't we just listen for once? Lies about genocide, please explain. Anyone who's not happy here in the U.S. needs to get out. This guy's from Egypt, here on an expired visa. Egypt won't let any Palestinians in their country. Deutsche's takes on things is off base. The terrorist attacks was terrible and unnecessary, but there's absolutely a genocide happening in Palestine. This I think is the ultimate position that Americans arrive at. Do they have a shared distaste of undocumented immigrants? Certainly. Do they have nascent Islamophobia that rears its ugly head in times like this? Absolutely. Having said that, it does not change the reality of the far graver violence that Palestinians are subjected to on a daily fucking basis, and Americans are aware of it. And when Americans are aware of this, okay, I think some of them that come to my community or are here recognize America's role in this and recognize that it is not Israel that has bought America, right? But it's vice versa, that America still controls all the cards. But an increasingly dangerous number of people think that our big, beautiful, brave politicians are simply brainwashed, hypnotized, or fucking blackmailed by the Jewish state. Okay?
And the same goes here in Israel. This means that the problem won't be solved by yet another new Knesset task force. It won't be solved by the government just throwing money at the problem. It won't be solved by the IDF spokesperson's unit issuing updated talking points or suddenly using TikTok. Like us in America, you need to adopt new strategies, to experiment with creative tactics, to study the results and scale what works. Maybe it's a whole new IDF unit, call it 8300, to lead this fight.
That's crazy. I know that a lot of slop tubers who have done sex crimes themselves or are aligned with people who have done sex crimes that command the attention of a lot of apolitical people that are lost in the sea might not be my biggest fans, but the people that I care about, the people that whose work I think are amazing, even if I have disagreements with them from time to time, when those people come in and they seem to think what I'm doing is ultimately good, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck about the slop tubers and all these other fucking dipshits who don't know their ass from their elbow. Not to feed too into the conspiracy too much, but with AIPAC and ADL exercising this much influence on American politicians, isn't it too surprising that Americans believe the Jewish state controls U.S. politics, even if it's just their interests aligning in the end? No, that's the whole point. No, that's what I'm saying. That's precisely how Americans are led to that position, even if that position is completely incorrect. And that position actually is beneficial for a lot of right-wingers. The reason why that position is beneficial for right-wingers is because ultimately that takes away the responsibility from the American state. It is not the American politicians who are ultimately patriotic that are doing this. There's additional pressure upon them, and that's the reason why they're doing this. Do you understand? That is the issue here. That's why I get so mad. That's why I get so fucking frustrated with these goddamn narratives that work to take the responsibility away from the hands of the American state. We are responsible. All right. Let's move on from this. Let's finish this.
Denunciation of Israel's right to exist as a country. That's what's different. That's not acceptable. And what we've seen, we saw it yesterday in Boulder, we saw it 11 days ago in Washington, D.C., is these terrorists using the same language as the actual terrorists in in Hamas, the actual terrorists across the Middle East. That's what they're bringing here. They're not doing anything to criticize the government. They're not doing anything to advance peace. They're simply picking up this mantle of terror and using it to go after Jews and commit violent acts and murder against them.
All right, Ted Deutsch, we appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Thanks very much for having me.